Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I am Onan. I'm originally from India and living in Germany for the past 7 years. Today I want to talk about weddings, more importantly, what value it holds for us when we start this journey together. Weddings are beautiful and it's for a lot of people one of the most important days of their lives or one's life. But I think especially where I come from, people have started taking weddings a bit too seriously. I feel that they have placed too much importance on how extravagant it should be. I think I've seen it firsthand. I'm sure you have as well. It feels like as if we are trying to impress some people, some other people, other like the communities around us, the people around us, other than about what they truly mean for us. Don't get me wrong, I love a beautifully set wedding. I love to check them online. I love different kind of photographers and the beautiful pictures that they make because it's visually very appealing. But we have forgotten that it's the marriage that follows, the life you will build together, that matters so much more than that very day itself. I've been married for over 7 years now, and through those years, I have realized something very important. When you're standing at the altar, you're not just committing for that very moment, for that very day, you're committing to every moment after that. After those moments, there will be real challenges that will come in, like running a family, running a household, managing everything around you. You're going to be you're a parent, you will have kids, and then you will have to make sure that everything there's enough for everyone. So you have to support your future, and that takes thought, effort, and yes, finances as well. So it's easy to forget this when you're of course caught up in planning a wedding, but life just doesn't stop there. So as a person who has already a little bit of experience on the marriage side, I just want to give you a heads up, guys, for those who are preparing the wedding, that sure, you will, it's your day, so you have to make it as special as possible, but you also have to see that there is a big future ahead of you. I'm sharing this today because I'm seeing a lot of young couples where I come from, especially putting themselves under a lot of pressure to make the biggest, most impressive wedding. But I want to ask this: at what cost? The expectations, the need to show that you can afford this huge day, it can be overwhelming, but there is another way, guys. When I got married, we had a very simple wedding. I think people were expecting a huge wedding because I come from a small community, but my husband is German, so they must have thought something different. But my wedding was really very, I think, simple in a way. It was just not extravagant at all. It was filled with love and family and friends, even family and friends coming from Germany all the way to Nagaland, India. But we made sure that everyone was well fed and people came together, and it was a day that of course I'll always cherish. But we didn't need lavish decorations or any expensive venue to make it meaningful. We did it outside the church. And the decorators were my friends who were much better decorators than me. I had church people and my students helping with the feast, with all the arrangements. And you know what, after 7 years later, no one remembers the specifics of the wedding. What they do remember is how it felt, the joy and the moment. Everyone was there, all the family members were there, and that is the thing that they'll remember, guys. So guys, here's what I've learned. No matter how grand or how simple your wedding is or will be, the real work starts after the wedding, after the marriage. There's home to build, children to raise, dreams to chase, and that takes a lot of planning, a lot of sacrifices. If I had spent, or if we had spent all the money just on wedding, then there will be certain things that we couldn't have invested in our family's future. So I'm not saying that you shouldn't have a memorable wedding. I'm not saying that you shouldn't celebrate love. If you have money saved and if you know that exactly this was for the wedding, please, by all means. But it's, it has to be celebrated, but I'm urging you to think ahead, because I've seen how the weddings are getting back in Nagaland, and the money you spend on that day could be maybe invested in your future instead. So could it go towards buying land, for example, or securing your home, or investing in your children's education? So yes, I also agree that this kind of weddings that we have back home, they are creating businesses for bakers, gatherers, photographers, decorators, etc. There is a whole industry built around it. I'm not denying that, and we are giving jobs to them, but we should just maybe tell ourselves if we can maybe tone down a little bit just for our own sake. I don't think it's going to affect too much of the people that we employ, but I think for our own sake, if we could just tone down a little bit, would it not maybe help for your future instead? So you know that our community, we only have the church wedding that is under an hour, and then we have maybe 2 to 3 hours of the feast, the wedding feast, and then everything is over. So in 3 hours time, the official wedding is already over, and I always knew that that was not worth so much to spend so much money on the decorations or just on the general planning, where you don't need to put a lot of effort or a lot of money. So all these details, they fade away. What remains in the life is you and your partner building the life together. So my advice, we just have to be wise on how much we spend on the weddings. You don't need to borrow or put yourself in financial strain just to host that extravagant wedding. Of course, I think these days everybody needs to borrow a little bit here and there, but does it have to be a bit too much extravagant? I don't know. You have to think about yourself. We just have to maybe create a budget, stick to it, and remember that your wedding is just one day, but your marriage is for life. So as you plan your wedding, because I think it's a wedding time, a wedding season there, think about your future, think about the home that you want to build and the children you might have, the life you want to live. Save whenever you can, be thoughtful with your choices, and remember that kindness and generosity don't need to come with a price tag. You can still be giving, you can still be thoughtful without spending beyond your means. I mean, if people know me privately, I think, I'm not perfect, but I know that I can still save money and still be kind and still give around to those people I love. So everyone can do this. I hope that that gives you something to think about as you plan your special day. It's okay to want to have a beautiful wedding, but it's also more important to have a beautiful life after. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you found this helpful, maybe you can give a like, and you can always comment what you think of the weddings in Nagaland. I'll see you next time, guys. Bye.